Alright, about to set up. Got the live chat over here. Hold on, let me make the list over there so I can remember, and I put the clock over here so I don't accidentally talk over too much. Alright, this should be good. Of course, there had to be a thunderstorm. It's like they don't want me to talk about the movies. All right, guys, so a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to finish everything within 2 hours. I saw, wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 movies. We have to talk about 12 movies. Okay. All right, so it's now 9:01, 9:01 p.m. Let's talk. All right. Before I talk, actually, little reminder. My Highlander review is out. If you haven't checked that out, please check that out. Lionsgate finally dropped the copyright claim on it, so they do not. Originally, they were blocking it for the majority of the world, including the US, which bummed me out. So I disputed it for fair use, and now they dropped it. It took them about 3 days to drop it. I'm so happy. So please check it out if you haven't, if you weren't able to yet. So it's right there. All right, so let's talk about Dark Phoenix. It was horrible. The best part is the fight inside the train. That's it. Everything else about it really sucked. And it's, I know people didn't like X-Men The Last Stand. I get it. I remember the first time I saw it, I was really disappointed in it. But looking back on it, it's actually, to me, not a bad movie. I mean, sure, you could argue about the quality compared to the previous two movies, but to be honest, it gave me what I wanted. The stakes were higher. There were fun battles. The San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge being destroyed and everything, and they were fighting in Alcatraz. That part was great. And Fogme Janssen as the Dark Phoenix in that one, she was really threatening. She was really intimidating, and she looked cool, especially with her black eyes. Sure, she wasn't wearing this skin-tight green outfit that we know and love from the comics, but you know what? It's Fogme Janssen. She's beautiful. Well, was beautiful. Now she did a lot of Botox, but anyway, she was beautiful back then. Now we have Sophie Turner, and my God, I'm sorry, she is horrible. I haven't watched Game of Thrones, okay? She is probably much better in that show compared to these movies. But my God, she was really awful. I did not give a shit about her. So every time she was upset and something like that, I didn't buy it. Every time she was trying to be intimidating, I did not buy it. So the whole movie revolves around her, and my God, I was like, you know what? I want Hugh Jackman back, or focus on any one of the cast. I'm just shocked that this is from the same guy who wrote X-Men: The Last Stand. He did it again. He made the same goddamn mistakes. And I know that the story the movie had to be reshot because of Captain Marvel, because they shared a lot of similarities, especially with the Skrull-like aliens in this one. Which you know what? I know the movie came out in June, so I'm trying to remember everything about it. But Jessica Chastain was in it. She had like a couple lines, and then that was it about her. I mean, I was glad when I first heard that she was in it. I was really happy, but man, they wasted her in that. They wasted a lot of actors in this. Hell, Jennifer Lawrence even. And yes, I know she wanted to get out of it, but my God, even she couldn't even give a shit. James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender are probably the only ones trying to act like they actually give a damn, but they really didn't. Actually, the only guy that I actually liked, the performance I actually liked, is Tyler Sheridan's Cyclops. And now I know what you're thinking. Really? Why him? He was bland. He was portraying the younger version of James Marsden's Cyclops. When you think about it from that aspect, he actually did a spot-on job. So, yes, he was a little bland, but he got the look, he got the mannerisms down of James Marsden's Cyclops. So I'm like, you know what? He did a good job. If you guys don't believe that, fine. But I honestly thought he did a good job. Storm was wasted. And you know what? Oh my god, I don't understand how this movie took place in the 1990s when everyone looks the exact same. They should look older by now. They should start... Xavier should start looking like Patrick Stewart. Magneto should start looking like Ian McKellen. Jennifer Lawrence should start looking like Rebecca Romaine Stamos. You know what I mean? Even Nicholas Hoult, he should look closer to freaking Kelsey Grammer. Why? Why these guys look exactly the same? That's the problem. If you know what, give them shitty old age makeup for all I know. But you know, at least I could buy that time is progressing. For all I know that this movie takes place only a couple days after Apocalypse. Ugh. So yeah, I didn't like that they didn't age up the people. I didn't like the fact that this movie ends up being more boring than X-Men The Last Stand and X-Men Apocalypse for that matter. And they, oh my god, they wasted Quicksilver in this too. Quicksilver did not, you know, Quicksilver is usually the highlight in these movies so far. He had one of the best scenes in X-Men Days of Future Past. He had one of the best scenes in X-Men Apocalypse. And he had the shittiest scene in Dark Phoenix. Seriously, when they showed him in the space shuttle at first, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be cool because they're rescuing the astronauts. But then they decide to change their minds and instead of sending Nightcrawler and Jean Grey and Quicksilver there, they decide to just send Nightcrawler and Jean Grey. And they're like, time is of the essence, people. You have like 30 seconds. You do have a fucking mutant who's able to, I don't know, freeze time basically and just capture everyone? I don't get it. If Jean Grey is able to hold her breath in outer space, I'm pretty sure she could do the exact same thing to freaking Quicksilver, okay? Bullshit. They're like, oh, there's only one helmet. Bull fucking shit. Then borrow the astronauts' helmets. Quicksilver could just snatch one off and put it right on him. Seriously, what is up with these movies screwing up with Quicksilver? Ugh. And they're like, oh, we know that Quicksilver could be fast, win the day. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna break his legs again. Seriously? I was hoping that there would be an awesome scene. Actually, I was hoping for him to come back for the train sequence. He doesn't! Once he gets knocked out by fucking Jean Grey, it's over. And that pisses me off the fucking most. And Mystique dies, yes, but my god, the ending to this movie makes no fucking sense. Because if we're supposed to base this off of the ending of X-Men Days of Future Past, where Logan wakes up, he's in, he's back, everyone's back, they're alive, Jean Grey is not dead, Cyclops is not dead, Xavier is in his original body. So, yeah, if that was the ending to X-Men Days of Future Past, then what's up with this ending of Dark Phoenix? Are we talking about that this is an alternate timeline? What the hell? Because Jean Grey apparently is dead. Well, not dead. You see the Phoenix flying over the Earth. But Xavier retired and they're playing chess with Magneto and stuff. And they changed the school from Charles Xavier's School of Gifted Children to Jean Grey's. And I don't know. Again, to me, the best part is the train fight. That train fight was awesome. You have to suffer through like an hour and 40 minutes of bullshit, but still, that train fight was freaking cool because it is violent. Nightcrawler was the worst. He is stabbing people with his tail and stuff, and my god, he is so brutal. And Magneto was awesome too. Everyone gets to show off their powers, and it was cool. I think the only one who barely showed off his power was Cyclops, because he couldn't go all out. He was just protecting Jean Grey, which kind of sucks because I was hoping that he would do more in it. But yeah, the train fight was the best part. To be honest, even if this movie did stick with the original story that they had with the, they're not the Skrulls in this one. They're not, I forgot what they're called. All I know is that one of the main aliens, played by Jessica Chastain, the name is Vers or something like that. Oh wait, no, Vers is the name of Captain Marvel's name. I'm sorry, I'm mixing it up. But yeah, even if it followed that, I feel like this movie would have been shit anyway. That's the thing. You know what? Maybe Sophie Turner's a great actress. She's just horrible in the X-Men movies. But you can't have this whole movie just focus on her. Okay? She doesn't carry this movie at all. That's all I can say. Again, she may be a great actress and everything else. She's just shit in this, but whatever. Dazzler! The final thing I could say about the movie, Dazzler. I love the look of her. I wish they had more of her, but oh well, great cameo. Dazzler was great, and I think she was portrayed by Halston Sage. All right, next one, Men in Black International. Okay, I kind of liked it. It had a lot of problems actually, but all I can say is this: I would say it's better than Men in Black 2, but it doesn't. It's weird because Men in Black 2, I would say, is the worst of these movies. But Men in Black 2 did make me laugh whenever Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones shared the same screen. Hell, I even love the part when Will Smith is trying to get back Tommy Lee Jones back at the post office, and I thought that scene was great. There were a lot of stuff I didn't like Johnny Knoxville is annoying in it, and the alien babe, Lara Flynn Boyle, yeah. I like the idea of her, but she was really not threatening, and even though she's trying to be a sexy alien, I guess she wasn't really sexy enough because she's basically just tentacles anyway. So yeah, but the good news about Men in Black International is that Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth were great together. But the good news is because they worked previously together in Thor Ragnarok. So they get to enhance that relationship in this one. So they were great together. I thought if I gotta say, the antagonists of the movie kind of sucked. The idea of them is cool. They're like these shape-shifting aliens who are technically from a different dimension because they could phase in and out. So every time you try to shoot them, you can't shoot them because they're not made of the same energy. So the idea is cool. But the problem is they don't really do much in this. And there's a reason why. Because they are not the main villains. There's a different main villain, and if you've seen the trailers, you know who it is. Because Chris Hemsworth said it that there's a mole in the MIB, or was it Liam Neeson? Well, whoever said that, there's a mole in the MIB. So yeah, if you've seen the trailers, you know who the main villain's gonna be in the end. And it's not the two shape-shifting dancers. And, man, if these guys professional jobs as dancers, then wow, they got fucked. Because there's a scene where they're in the nightclub and they were dancing. And at first it looked cool, but they put so much CGI bullshit on top and these weird filters and edits. Like they are dancing through hyperspeed and it doesn't look good. It looks awful. So I can't even appreciate them dancing. And that's what they're good for. And the only good part with them is I think they were in London at the time, right outside of a nightclub, and that was like the only decent fight scene against them. Yeah, they appeared later on, but it's not really a fight scene, it's more like a chase scene, but it's not really that good of a chase scene involving them. It's a fun chase scene because of the camera angles and stuff of the motorcycle, but it's not fun to see them chasing the good guys. And Kumail Nanjiani? Yeah, he was the little blue alien. He was great. He was one of my favorite parts about this movie. But I gotta say, when I heard that there were some problems between the studio and the director is shit, I forgot the name, I'm sorry. F. Gray, something like that. He directed Straight Outta Compton and eighth Fast and the Furious movie, The Fate of the Furious. And I thought he was a competent director, but here, the action is kind of dull compared to those other movies. So I'm wondering, what the hell happened? It has to be studio interference then, because I'm pretty sure that this guy is trying his whole damn best to create this awesome Men in Black action movie, but I guess it was Sony, right? Yes, I'm pretty sure Sony fucked him over. That's what I'm thinking, because I'm pretty sure that this movie could have been so much better without the studio interference. And yeah, that's the thing too with a lot of these movies nowadays, especially like with Hellboy, the studio interference and stuff like that. So they have to chop, chop, chop. The story makes no sense. The editing makes no sense. So it always screws people over. But yeah, Men in Black International. Man. Again, I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine for what it was, but it was way too predictable. Again, when I saw the trailers, I knew who was going to be the main bad guy. I was hoping that the movie would play a twist on that. But no, it's just lazy. It's really, really lazy. And the fights are lazy, and the jokes are a bit lazy. Again, the only time this movie really shines is when Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and Kumail Nanjiani were talking. And that only happens in like the second half of the movie. So yeah, Men in Black International was a bit of a disappointment, and I guess it made enough money, not a lot, but I think it made enough money to warrant a sequel. But the thing is, I'm not sure if people want this story to continue. For me personally, I wouldn't mind, because I don't think Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones wants to get back into the series. And to be honest, Men in Black 3 is a better conclusion to that. So yeah, if I had to rank it, Men in Black 1 is still the best, Men in Black 3 is second, Men in Black International, then Men in Black 2. But again, Men in Black 2 had, I wouldn't say it had originality, but it had better charm compared to Men in Black International. It's mixed for me. But I would say I'd rather see Men in Black International more than Men in Black 2. I think I'd rather see some of the YouTube clips of Men in Black 2. Alright, so what's the next one? Shaft! I kind of like this. It made me laugh a lot. And you know what? I heard about the horrible critic reviews, and I heard about all the stuff that the critics hate about it. They thought all the jokes are offensive, they're outdated, and all that stuff. I get it. I don't know, it just... Maybe that's my kind of humor. Maybe I'm a terrible person. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. Shaft made me fucking laugh. Oh my god. You know Jesse T. Usher? He was great in it. And I gotta see The Boys. He's A-Train in The Boys. And the last time I saw him in anything was Independence Day Resurgence, which sucked. And he kind of sucked in it too. But I remember saying that I wouldn't blame the whole movie on him. Mostly because I blame the movie on Liam Hemsworth. But yeah, he was fine in this, and at first I thought he was gonna be annoying, but no, he grew on me. He really did, and a lot of the jokes I did laugh at. Samuel Jackson was great. He was a lot of fun in it, and yes, he says the word motherfucker so many fucking times, and you know what? To me, it doesn't really get old because he's kind of eloquent with saying the word motherfucker. I'm trying to remember what was that line from the movie Keanu, but yeah, he was very eloquent with it. But again, the problems with the movie, it's very predictable. I mean, even if you haven't seen the trailers, you know what's gonna happen. I mean, as soon as you see the bad guys, you know they're the bad guys. It's really obvious. It's not like they're hiding it or anything, but the movie spends like an hour trying to focus on something else, then it turns out that's a red herring, then they realize, oh shit, those are the bad guys. I was like, really? And the problem is Shaft knew that they were bad guys from the fucking beginning, but they waste like an hour focusing on something else. Ugh, I hate movies like that. I guess you could say, well, this movie will be an hour shorter. You want a 1 hour movie? Well, then they should write the movie better. Seriously, stop. Man, and they try to show it like it's a twist, like, oh my god, this organization's evil all along, and it's related to this bad guy that Shaft was chasing all along. Oh my god, yeah, it's trying to pull off that, but I'm like, really? They look suspicious from the very frame they entered the movie. Ugh. I don't get it. And also, there's this long ass scene involving Uber or Lyft. It's just Shaft Jr. and Shaft just talking about the case in an Uber or Lyft, and the driver keeps interrupting them, and it got really old very quick. It wasn't even needed because you know what kind of scene it was? It was trying to trying to tell the audience what's happening in the movie, even though the movie's not that hard to figure out. So they spend like, it feels like 10 minutes, I guess it's like 5 minutes, about explaining the entire movie to you in the stupid Uber or Lyft, and the driver keeps interrupting, and I'm like, what's the point of this? You think the audience is that fucking dumb? God, if any of the scenes had to be cut, it should have been this one. And this movie's almost 2 hours long anyway. So why didn't you just cut this scene? I guess they had to explain how come Shaft was at one place and then they arrived at a different place. We could fill it out. Just show them exiting the cab. Anyway, so that's Shaft. All right. We're making good time. I spent about 20 minutes. All right. Toy Story 4. Oh, boy. Okay, I would say Toy Story 3 is a better movie. But Toy Story 4 is still a great movie. Again, you know, what I keep telling people, Toy Story 4 is an epilogue to Toy Story 3. If I have to say it, if Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4 were combined as one movie, then it's a great finale to the Toy Story story. Toy Story story. Chances are they'll make another movie. I kinda don't want them to. I mean, it could go in different directions, but I feel like it's gonna tell the exact same formula, you know? A toy gets lost, they're gonna try to bring the toy home, that's it. That's the basis for all these movies. So if you're doing another one of these, isn't it getting kind of old? I don't know. But you know what? If you get Tom Hanks and Tim Allen back, fine, I'll watch Toy Story 5. But again, I kind of wish there isn't. But yeah. Oh, let me take a drink. Oh boy. So, Toy Story 4, that beginning, man, oh my god, that grabbed me. Actually, I would say the beginning scene is my most favorite scene throughout the entire movie. Well, emotional scenes. Emotional scenes. It's not my most favorite, but it's my most favorite emotional scene throughout the entire movie, because I almost cried at the end of that scene. Even though everyone knows what's gonna happen, but it's just so well animated, so well directed, so well spoken, and it's just, oh my god, it's a great opening scene. To be honest, that is almost, out of all Pixar opening scenes, I would say the opening scene to Up is the best one. The one with Carl and Ellie growing up and Ellie dies. That, oh my god, I'm about to tear up because of it, because it's so good. But yeah, this scene was also good. Man. Yeah, the movie does follow the Toy Story formula, but this time it's slightly different because the new character Forky was not exactly born a toy, but was created by Bonnie and was treated like a toy, so that way he gained sentience. I don't exactly know how that really works, but you know what? Whatever. Forky was great. Tony Hill was excellent. I like the fact that he keeps trying to commit suicide. Even though not really, he just wants to go in the trash can because that's where he came from, the trash. So he's like, hey, I'm trash. So every time he says that, that makes me laugh. And I love how literal he is. He's not really joking around because he he is like a baby. He is learning. So when he's telling his life story to the antagonist of the movie, Talking Gabby or Gabby Gabby? Yeah, Gabby Gabby. When he was telling his life story, you realize that he's been born for like he was born for 3 days. So, yeah, he's like, or 2 days. 2 days, I think. So, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, Forky was great, and I love the connection between him and Woody, and I love that no matter what, Woody is gonna try to get him back no matter what. Even though there's a point in the movie where things got horribly wrong, but Woody is really adamant about saving him, even though he really shouldn't. And oh my god, the scene where Gabby Gabby wants Woody's voice box. Yeah, when that part first started, like earlier in the movie, when she keeps looking at the voice box with the string, and she said that, oh, hers is broken. Immediately I knew, oh my god, this is going to be horrible. This is getting very dark, because she wants to rip Woody open to get his voice box. And I was like, oh my god, this is dark, especially for a kid's movie. Christina Hendricks plays Gabby Gabby, and she does it so well. And Gabby Gabby has these like servants. They're like these ventriloquist dummies that look a lot like Slappy from Goosebumps, which gives it that eerie, creepy feeling. Oh man, but I'm happy about the twist in this movie. With I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it because it made over $1 billion. I think it made $1 billion. I could be wrong, but yeah, Woody willingly gave his voice box to Gabby Gabby, willingly. Like he surrendered, but he didn't die because of it. He just gave it up because he felt bad for Gabby Gabby. And Gabby was really happy about it. She thanked him, and it was a happy scene. So I was like, oh, you know what? Originally I thought this person was a monster, but okay, I'm starting to feel happy about this person, because all she wanted to do, she's been stuck in the antique store the entire time, and she just wants someone to love her, but no one can love her because of her broken voice box at first. So that's why she was hoping that if she gets a new voice box, then everything will be fine. But it turns out she gets rejected anyway. And that just broke her, and she realized that everything she did meant nothing. And Woody was about to leave her behind, but he decides to take her with him. And that scene got to me. It really did. I don't think there was even music playing during that scene. And oh my god, the writing, the acting, everything about it was so good. Gabby telling Woody to go because she believes she was upset that she went through all this just to get his voice box, but it means nothing in the end, and she feels like she can never get loved by a kid. But you know what? I'm happy that Gabby is not the traditional Toy Story villain. She actually redeems herself by the end, and I love that, because we did have I guess Sid is the main villain of Toy Story. Yeah, Sid is the main villain of Toy Story 1, and then we had the miner, shit, I forgot. Stinky Pete. Yeah, Stinky Pete was the villain of Toy Story 2, and then Toy Story 3 was Lotso the Bear. But all those guys are evil, like, to the bone. But Gabby, yeah, I understood why she did it, and she's not exactly a villain. She was the antagonist. But yeah, the ending scene with Woody and Buzz saying their farewells to each other. Again, it's weird. I would say it was predictable because a lot of people know what's going to happen at the end, but I guess I didn't expect it to end that way. I was hoping there was something else, but you know what? It was a great ending. And again, if I had to rank it on its own, Toy Story 4 is lower than Toy Story 3, but if you do a double feature, Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4, it's a great double feature. A great ending and epilogue to the Toy Story series. And my favorite part is Key and Peele as Ducky and Bunny. Oh my god, they were hilarious. Oh man, what was it? The Plush Rush? Oh my god. It's weird because the trailer was a bit misleading because in the trailer, they said the plush rush. They were setting up the plush rush in the trailer, and it's just the two of them just jumping on top of the grandma and trying to kill her. But that was in the trailer. In the movie, it turns out the plush rush was something else. You don't even know why it's called the plush rush because it's this long ass scene of the grandma, and she was just doing ordinary things, and you're like, wait, when is the attack gonna happen? And it turns out while she was asleep, they just appeared and it looked like they were about to kill her. But the payoff to that joke is when Buzz is like, how do we get that key? Then they stood frozen when the old lady appeared, and she just put the key in front of them. Great! I loved it. And I also love the end credit scene too with Ducky and Bunny when they turned giant and started becoming like Godzilla. Oh my god, it's so good. And also, the final scene when Duke Kaboom was on top of the Pixar logo and Winter Soldier Combat Carl finally gets his high five. Oh! That was satisfying. Oh man, I loved it. Toy Story 4 was great. Alright, now Child's Play. I can't believe this Child's Play and Toy Story 4 came out in the exact same weekend. What? I liked it. I did like Child's Play. Original is better. I will say that. The original is better. But there are things about the new Child's Play that I liked a bit more than the original. Okay, so Brad Dourif was incredibly evil as Chucky, and it's not a bad thing. He is a great Chucky. I will say about Mark Hamill's Chucky, I kind of rooted for him. In the Child Play series, I do not root for Chucky. I rooted for the people to kill Chucky. But in this one, I actually kind of rooted for Mark Hamill to start killing everyone because they kind of deserved it. Except the nice police man's mother. She did not deserve it at all. But yeah, Mark Hamill's Chucky was very sympathetic. And yes, he is crazy, but it's not exactly his fault. It's because of a Taiwanese worker who's... Oh my god, the beginning was ridiculous. So, there's no voodoo in this one, of course. So, it's AI. And I was wondering, okay, maybe how they're gonna... When everyone heard about this, like, it's gonna be an AI Chucky instead of voodoo, they're wondering, okay, so is he programmed badly or something like that? Yes, he was. He was programmed badly because of a Taiwanese worker who was fed up with his job and he committed suicide right after. But here's the thing, I love the little detail about this. So, I was wondering, who the hell would program Chucky to be that evil? But when you see what the Taiwanese worker did, it made so much sense. He disabled all the safety protocols, the safety features, the safety guards, and the language and all that stuff. He disabled everything. So that's why I was like, okay, thank you, movie. That's the explanation I needed. Bravo. So yes, this Chucky doll is creepy. But I would say he's less creepy than the Chucky doll from the original movies. Well, that's the thing. I never understood why people would want to keep one as a doll anyway, especially for little kids. But for this Chucky, I kind of understood why. Because it was actually trying to... They're trying to advertise it to teenagers and up because of the way it looks. And also, you know, that it functions... with the Wi-Fi and everything. It hooks up to everything like Alexa or Siri or something like that. So I could see why. And also, Aubrey Plaza got it because she wanted to give it like a joke gift to her son. It's not like her son really wanted it, but she's like, you know what? I'll give it away as a joke. So, again, I like that this movie actually discussed some of these things. But I will say this, though. The Andy in the original Child's Play movie, well, how do I explain it? The original Child's Play movie is a better horror movie than this one. I will say that. because the original Child's Play movie is like an actual serial kill. Even though it's supernatural, it's an actual serial killer trying to kill the 6-year-old boy. But in this one, half of it is more like a boy and his robot kind of storyline, and then it becomes a horror movie, but it's not really that horrifying. I mean, it's weird because the kills look cool, especially the one with the lawnmower on top of the dude and stuff like that. And oh my god, the reaction to the kid when the kid realizes that Chucky carved his face and put it on a pumpkin. Oh my god, that was great. I loved it. But again, yeah, I would say that the original Child's Play movie is scarier compared to this one. But this one, I would say, is more sympathetic compared to the first one. Again, I know some people complain that this Chucky doesn't really have that big of a personality compared to the Chucky from Child's Play, because this Chucky mostly repeats the lines said by other people. And I get that. I understand that this Chucky is not as original. But I will say that I do like this Chucky a lot more because, again, he is learning. He is basically like a baby, but he's raised in a terrible environment. So, it's not really his fault. He was born and raised that way. So when he thought that this would be normal, and it turns out it's wrong, but it's normal to his eyes because they treated it like it's normal. Like Chucky was watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre because the kids are watching it. So he thought, oh, that's cool. But he doesn't know about morals. He doesn't know what's right from wrong. So yeah, I do sympathize with this Chucky. But again, it's not really terrifying in the end because you want these people to die. And Aubrey Plaza was not a terrible person. The only terrible thing she did was dating this douchebag, but it's not her fault also because she and her kid are trying to start a new life. But yeah, I thought I'd give it a watch. This new Child's Play was fine, especially for Halloween. If it comes out right before Halloween, I suggest either, I don't think it'll be on Netflix, but renting it, yeah, it'll be a fun rental. I do recommend it, at least for the kills and for Mark Hamill as Chucky. I thought he did a great job. And there are some stuff I do like in this one over the original, especially with the police officer, portrayed by Brian T. Henry? Yeah, he was Miles Morales' father from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Again, I give it a watch. Let's see. Oh, speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Man Far From Home. Man, it's been a month already. Alright, Spider-Man Far From Home. I liked it more than Spider-Man Homecoming, and I'm going to go into spoilers, so skip ahead if you don't want to get spoiled, but it made $1 billion, so I assume you guys know what happens. My biggest negative of this movie. What's up with Spider-Man villains ending up... What's up with Spider-Man villains being created because of Tony Stark? Why is it Tony Stark's fault? Why does Tony Stark keep fucking things over? Even when he's dead! Seriously, Vulture is created because of Tony Stark. Mysterio is created because of Tony Stark. What's the next one gonna be? The Sinister Six! Oh wait, it's all Tony Stark's fault! Fuck that! Enough! Enough! It's Spider-Man, okay? Stop doing that! But with that said, it is awesome to see Ralph from A Christmas Story back from Iron Man! Oh, I love that line. Tony Stark built this in a cave! With a box of scraps! I love that line. Oh, man. But you know what? Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, my god, he was fucking good. So fucking good. The scene where he revealed everything. Well, he didn't reveal everything to Peter Parker, but that bar scene where it's revealed that he's been lying to Peter Parker. Everything is an illusion and all this stuff, and he's having a toast with all the people working there too. And it turns out that he has his own crew. That scene alone was worth the fucking ticket price. Oh my god, that was so satisfying. Again, I kinda hate this Peter Parker because he's a fucking idiot! Tony Stark gave him these fucking sunglasses that can summon fucking drones with missiles and stuff, and he decides to give it to Jake Gyllenhaal, a guy he only known for like a day! Really? I refuse to believe Peter Parker's that fucking stupid! But he learns. With great power comes great responsibility. He fucking learned it. Finally, in these movies. Except the Sam Raimi movies, because they got that down. I'm just saying in these movies, ever since Amazing Spider-Man, he learns. With great power comes great responsibility. Thank you! Oh, man. That part was satisfying. But yeah. Mysterio was great. Oh my god, one of the best scenes is when they're inside this building, Spider-Man and Mysterio, and Mysterio had these illusions, and at one point, I guess it's a reference to Marvel Zombies with Iron Man, the dead Iron Man coming out of his grave. Oh, that is so cool. That scene was so good. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know that they could pull this off in a movie like this, but they did it. Job well done. I would say I like this more than Homecoming because it felt like the stakes are higher. And also the fact that, Peter wants to get with MJ. That's what I wanted. And Peter actually grows up. Again, with great power comes great responsibility. My problem with Tom Holland's Spider-Man in all these movies so far, and it's not his fault. I thought he's a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Boy. But he never... He's never Spider-Man in my eyes until this movie. Because it seemed like he just wanted to have fun. He just wants to swing around New York because it's fun. He just wants to do all these superhero things because he doesn't want to get bored. That's what it felt like to me. In Homecoming and a bit of Avengers. So that's what it felt like to me. But here, he's trying to live a normal life, and he's trying to he's upset because of Tony Stark's death, and he felt like he's letting him down, but he still wants to have a normal life with MJ, but he also wants to be Spider-Man, just Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be this the next Iron Man. And you know what, that I'm happy about. That's a Peter Parker growing up, and I'm happy about that. So Spider-Man Far From Home is the first time I could call Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Because to me, earlier on, he was just Spider-Boy. That's it. And I'm happy about that. He's finally growing up. And the ending, oh my god, I am so excited because so many different possibilities. I'm pretty sure that the Sinister Six will be appearing soon because they know Peter's identity by now. But, I gotta say, though, they got K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson. Oh my god. That was... I understand. You can't replace him. You cannot. You cannot replace J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. You cannot. Brings up so many questions, but you know what? Fuck it. It's J.K. Simmons. I was so happy he's back. At least it's better than how Warner Bros. Treated him. Oh yeah, you're Commissioner Gordon. We cut your scene from Batman v Superman, so we give you a bit scene in Dawn of Justice. I mean, no, in Justice League. And that's it. We're probably not going to do anything more with you. Fucking Warner Brothers. But yeah, it's so great to see him back. And my god... Everyone knows Peter Parker's identity now. And he didn't even graduate from high school yet. Oh, that's the thing. The blip. Okay. That brought up so many more questions. Because they showed the scene where the high school marching band, a lot of them got snapped. So they disappeared. And then 5 years later, they just reappeared. And they get smashed with the basketball team and stuff like that. It was a funny scene, but... Man, does that seem dark now when you think about it, because when you think about it, what about the people in boats, in ships, in airplanes? Or they were in cars on the highway. What happens to them? Are you telling me that some bullshitter, I read this one comment from a different video. This guy says that, oh, the Hulk made sure that everyone is safe. Bull fucking shit. You're telling me that the Infinity Gauntlet has that much power, and not just that, the Hulk actually knows how to control it? He's been trying to make Black Widow get revived and all that stuff to come back to life and stuff. He couldn't do that shit. So you're telling me, oh, he's able to make sure that everyone who got snapped stays alive and doesn't get hurt? Bullshit. Oh, man. I wish that maybe one of the future Marvel movies, the MCU movies, will talk about it, but my God, I am 100% sure that's all bullshit. No, people died from getting blipped back to life. People who were in airplanes, they're in the air, they're falling to their deaths. People who were driving cars on the highway, they're dead because they got hit by cars. People in ships that are no longer there, they're drowning. That's what I would like to believe. But no, people are saying, oh no, Disney's not trying to be that dark. So they're gonna say the Hulk saved everyone. How? Did he make up a wish by saying, oh no, make sure that people they will stay alive through this, so the people who are on the roads, they'll be on the sidewalks? Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Because the marching band people get smashed by freaking basketball players, okay? Oh man. And oh my God, it turns out that Aunt May got snapped too. That's a missed opportunity. That really was. She shouldn't have got snapped. She should have lived through the 5-year thing. Because that would have been, I felt like there would have been much more with Marissa Tomei's Aunt May, because she lost basically her son. And for 5 years, she's been trying to figure out what to do. And that's why she created the benefit thing, like, shoot, I forgot what it's called. The one where they do charity and all that stuff. She usually does that in the comics and the video game recently, too. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, so, yeah, there should have been... She should have lived. I felt like the writers are pussing out. They're a bunch of pussies, because they're like, oh no, we can't have that, because Aunt May would realistically just shoot herself or hang herself because Peter Parker is dead. Or she could be a stronger woman because of it. And when she realized that Peter Parker comes back, it's much more... man. I felt like the writers missed a big opportunity with that one. Aunt May should have... not been snapped. She should have kept going. And she's trying to figure out how to live with all this, and she wants to save other people, help other people. Like how Captain America did with that group of his. So that was a big shame that they didn't do that. I think they said Happy did not get snapped because he had the blip hair and all that stuff. But yeah, his relationship with Marissa Tomei's Aunt May was pretty good. I liked it. And, man. You know, I know people don't care anymore, but I still do. I wish they referenced Uncle Ben. Don't give me the briefcase bullshit. Because it makes it seem like Uncle Ben means nothing to Peter Parker. And I don't like that. Unless you want to take it that way. Like, he is a scumbag uncle who treats Aunt May terribly. And he was drunk or did drugs, then died or something like that. If you want to take it that route, fine. That gives a better explanation on why he looks up to Tony Stark as a father figure. But no, it seems like he doesn't matter at all to anyone. Because Uncle Ben is the reason why Peter Parker became Spider-Man anyway. So, because you don't reference him, and you make it seem like he's nothing, that just brings up so many questions. People are saying, oh, well, we've seen the other movies, we know his origin story, but not this Peter Parker. We don't know his origin, okay? We don't know. People bitched about the young Bruce Wayne in Batman v Superman. They're like, oh, why the first 5 minutes is about Bruce Wayne's parents getting shot? Why do we have to see that? At least for that Bruce Wayne, we know what's in his mind, how he's born, why he is Batman, that kind. Because he is a different Batman. This one's a different Peter Parker. He's not Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. He is not Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker. He's a different Peter Parker. So I wish that they actually showed more about Uncle Ben, or talk a couple of lines. Don't give me the stupid briefcase, okay? That doesn't mean anything to me. Alright? So yeah, if the movie does a disservice, is no mention of Uncle Ben. Aunt May not doing much in this, which again, I wish that she did not get snapped, because I felt like that would have added more depth to her character. And she would, when she realizes that Peter Parker is about to die at one point, she doesn't want to lose him again or something like that. Yeah, there could have been more with that. But no, she was just played for laughs because she's the hot aunt. And yes, she had those incredibly tight pants. My God, her ass looks fine. But still. Ah, man. But those are the negatives. It was a fun movie. It was a fun superhero vacation movie. And I really like MJ. I really like Ned. But yeah, Zendaya as MJ, she was really good. I really like this version of MJ. She is not Mary Jane. She is... I forgot her full name. Michelle Jones. Yeah, Michelle Jones. But she is a great MJ. I liked her. And I like that her relationship with Peter Parker is evolving, is actually going somewhere. I'm okay with it. And I like that she knows his ability and she actually cares about him. I'm happy about that. Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury and Maria Hill are Skrulls. Did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. Brings up even more questions, but yeah. But you know what? Spider-Man Far From Home, I liked it a lot more than Homecoming. Mostly because Peter Parker is evolving. And also, the swaying is better than in Homecoming. And the fights are better. And he's actually in the... He's not in like the outdated suit. He's in a cool looking suit. And that, even though it's a drone fight, his fight against the drones is pretty cool because of the camera angles and all that stuff. All the shots are excellent. And there's a funny scene with Happy holding a shield and he throws it like Captain America does, but it lands nowhere near the drone. And he's like, oh, screw it. Oh, man. Anyway, that's Spider-Man Far From Home. Alright, next one. Midsommar. I think I like Hereditary a bit more. But, again, I kind of want to recommend Midsommar. I think Midsommar is a bit too long. I think that's the problem. It's a bit too long. My most favorite scene was actually the very beginning. And I don't want to spoil this for anyone, but my God, that scene in the beginning was haunting. Oh my God, I could not believe that actually happened to that poor girl. Man. So yeah, man, I really don't want to go into spoilers because I do want people to see this. And also to be surprised about what happens later. But all I can say is this. Near the finale, I laughed a lot. And I'm not sure if that was supposed to be intentional. That was supposed to be a funny scene because it's supposed to be creepy, very creepy. But the audience in my theater was laughing as hard as possible because of the reactions of this one actor doing... I don't want to get into it because when you see the scene, you're going to be shocked and then you're going to laugh your ass off. But yeah, oh my God. There were parts where I just laughed a lot, and again, I was hoping it's intentional. I was hoping. I gotta say, I think the Florence Poe, she's gonna be in the Black Widow movie, and she was recently in the Fighting With My Family movie. She was great in this. She was excellent. I don't think she'll be nominated for Best Actress, but if she does, good for her. She was excellent in this. When she has to cry, she cries her fucking eyes out. And when she's incredibly crazy, my God, she was good too. She was incredibly excellent in this. The atmosphere of this movie is amazing. The shots are great. The cinematography is really good. And the fact that the majority of this movie takes place in the daylight. And it's haunting, it's chilling, it's creepy, especially with the music. It's all executed very well. But you know what the biggest problem with this movie is? It's a remake of The Wicker Man. So if you've seen The Wicker Man, you know what's gonna happen. I know the director did not outright say that this is the remake of a Wicker Man, but it is the remake of a Wicker Man. Not the one with Nicolas Cage. Even though there is a bear suit. There is a bear suit. That's the only spoilers I could say. What's the kid's name? Will Poulter. I like to call him Sid from Toy Story. He was great in this. He made me laugh my ass off a lot. One of the scenes where they were doing drugs, I think it was shrooms or something like that. And it was 9:40 p.m. or something like that too. Yeah, 9:40 p.m. But it's still bright as hell outside because it's still the daytime. And he's like, whoa, wait, what's going on, guys? What time is it? It's 9:40 p.m. Why? That's not real. That's impossible. Why is it like that? I don't like it, man. Oh my God. He was great. Yeah, the acting is really solid, but I gotta say, this movie is a bit too long. I think if you cut it by 30 minutes, it would have been the perfect length. But yeah, this movie sets up a lot, and there's a lot of long shots. Like, it follows people just walking and talking, or just people just walking through hallways and stuff. And people might get bored of that. I think people would say, no, just get to the point already. We don't have to see them just walking through the hallway just to set up a creepy atmosphere, which I understand. But again, I appreciate this movie a lot. I would say I think I like Hereditary a bit more because it was shorter and it got to the point quickly and it was incredibly shocking and terrifying. Yeah, I don't think I ever laughed in Hereditary. The whole movie was just chilling. I did have problems with that movie too, but I thought it was a more effective horror movie than Midsommar. Alright, so what's the next one? Crawl. Crawl is a lot of fun. I'm so glad that people watched it. It's a lot of fun. If you like The Shallows with Blake Lively, you will like Crawl. If you like old school, like 90s animal horror movies like Anaconda, Deep Blue Sea, or Lake Placid, you're definitely gonna get a kick out of Crawl. If you want alligators eating people, you'll get alligators eating people. This movie does not disappoint in that aspect. And Kayla Scodelario, I can't pronounce her last name. She was great in this, and this is the first time I actually liked her in the movie. I hated her in the Maze Runner movies, mostly because her character's a bitch. I hated her a lot in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. No, what's the last one? Dead Men Tell No Tales. That's the last one, where she's a scientist. Fuck off. Yeah, I hated her in that movie too. But you know what? She was very good in this. Excellent. I can't believe that she looks so young. She already has a kid with Benjamin Walker, the guy who looks like a young Liam Neeson. Hell, he played Abraham Lincoln in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Yeah, she's married to that guy. Wow. So if you want to see her in a swimsuit in the beginning of the movie, she's a swimmer. So she's in a swimsuit. I think Thor doesn't like me. I'm not sure. Did the microphone pick that up? I'm not sure if the microphone picked that up. So yeah, this movie was a lot of fun. It's not even 90 minutes long too. Wow, I don't think it was. But yeah, she was great. Barry Pepper was great. The kills were great. It was intense. And a couple times I did laugh, but the movie was funny. It was intentionally funny. Because at one point where it looks like they're all they're in the clear. They're on a boat. But then a tidal wave comes and they're slammed back into the house. And she's like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You're like, oh my God, they just got out of the house. They're far away from the house and they went back inside the house because of a fucking tidal wave. Oh my God. So yeah, and I gotta say, the CGI on the alligators is actually pretty convincing. I was worried that it's gonna be shitty, but no, they did a great job. Maybe it is practical alligators, like robot alligators or puppet alligators, but the CGI on them looks very convincing for a lot of the shots. So I'm happy about that. And you know what? This movie does remind me a bit of Don't Breathe. Like, it's a very closed environment, but it seems like it's grand in scale. And they do use sound a lot in this movie. So yeah, if you like Don't Breathe, this movie is also good. So I do really recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. I don't think it's in theaters anymore, but it did make its budget back plus more. I hope there's no sequel because it doesn't deserve it. Shouldn't get a sequel for it. But yeah, I do recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Stuber! Okay. I don't know what the critics are thinking. I thought this was a genuine funny movie. Dave Bautista, Kumail Nanjiani, great together. What is wrong with the critics? Maybe I'm crazy. I had a lot of fun with this movie. It was a blast. If anything, if I gotta say the worst thing about this movie was the was a bit of the editing, but mostly the camera work. The beginning fight was kind of atrocious to watch because I could not tell where things are located, what is happening, because the camera shakes way too much. So that was the biggest problem I had with the movie. But after that scene, the camera work is fine. But I don't know why for the beginning fight, it just looked atrocious. Karen Gillan is in it. You didn't see her in the trailers, so you know what that means. Also, I don't think you saw... Oh, there's another actress in it too. And I didn't expect her to be in it as well. Mira Sorvino. Yeah, she's in it. So I'm pretty sure you know who the villain is. That's all I can say. But yeah, Stuber is a lot of fun. Kumail Nanjiani is great. And his delivery, especially with Dave Bautista, they work so well with each other. And... they have an amazing fight scene against both of them. Dave Bautista's blind, so he can't see anything in front of him. So he keeps missing with his shots and stuff. But yeah, think about that. Dave Bautista is huge compared to Kumail Nanjiani. So, but Dave Bautista's blind. And they're in this, like, sporting goods store. It's kind of similar to, shoot, what's that called? The sporting goods store... Dang, I totally forgot what it's called. Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah, it's similar to that. Wow, I could hear the rain out there. Wow. So it's similar to that. So blind Dave Bautista fighting Kumail Nanjiani. They were beating the shit out of each other, and it was fabulous. There was this one part where Dave thought he found Kumail, but it turns out it was just a poster, and he's like, "Oh, found you!" Boom, and he breaks the poster's head off and stuff, and then Kumail Nanjiani throws the tackle box at him, and he had Dave Bautista had his fishing tackles on him, and he's trying to take out the lures and stuff, and it's just gross but hilarious to look at. Oh my god. They were beating the shit out of each other too, kicking themselves in the balls and also throwing them against bikes, throwing themselves into bikes. Oh my god, it was so good. But yeah, it was a hilarious comedy. I really liked it. It's a shame that I don't think this movie made a lot of money, which is a shame because I'm pretty sure the bad reviews really affect that. But when you check out the audience score, I'm pretty sure it's very, very high. But yeah, the movie was a lot of fun. I recommend it. The Lion King. Okay. This movie is not shit. It isn't. I would say it's okay at best. Alright. All I can say is this. This movie is the most gorgeous movie I have ever seen to date. The visual effects are stunning. If it does not win Best Visual Effects for the Oscars, something's wrong. Because this is fucking beautiful. The animations, especially the fur, the hair, the dust, the dirt, everything about this movie visually is fucking stunning. It deserves to win an Oscar. It deserves to be watched for all future movies so they could try to be better than this in terms of visual effects. With that said, everything else. Realism hurts this movie. It really did. And it's a goddamn shame because these hundreds of visual effects artists work their fucking asses off making these animals look as fucking realistic as possible. And it does more harm than good. Every animal except the lion doesn't really have better facial animations, but at least with the performances, especially the way they move and stuff like that, you could appreciate them as characters. Timon and Pumbaa are the best characters in this movie because even though their facial animations are not grand compared to all the lions and stuff, at least you could tell what they're thinking by their movements, and also the way they're acting, the emotions, everything about them was perfect. Almost perfect, actually. It's the lions who are the worst. Because they don't show any emotions. And I get that. Maybe in real life, lions don't show emotions. Fine. But this is a movie. This is a movie based off one of the biggest Disney classics of all time. If you do not make me feel for Mufasa's death, you fucked up. If you do not make me feel for Simba and Nala finally reuniting after so many years of being a part of each other and they immediately want to fuck, you did something wrong because I didn't feel anything for them. If you screw up the song sequences, you fucked up. If you just listen to the soundtrack of this movie, it's fine. But when you watch it visually and then hear it at the same time, it doesn't match. The only song that works in this movie is Hakuna Matata. The only one that works. Everything else falls flat because these animals are not emoting, and also a lot of the actors aren't either. Or maybe they are, but you cannot tell because the animals are not emoting. Also, oh my god, Be Prepared. Be Prepared was a disaster. Here's the thing. I'm one of those guys who doesn't really like the song Be Prepared. And I know all of you are going to say, oh, that's blasphemy. How can you not like it? I'm sorry. It is one of my least favorite Disney villain songs. I really like Jeremy Irons as Scar, but I don't like listening to the song that much. I think it's because they added too many comedic elements with the hyenas, so it just throws me off every time I listen to the song. If you take out the hyenas and just focus on Scar, I think the song would be better to me. But yeah. That's my gripes with the original song, Be Prepared. But, here's the thing. If you're gonna do just half of the song, and it's not even the good half, you fucked up. Why did you not take out Be Prepared? Just take it out. People might be pissed that you took it out, but it's better than doing a half-assed job. It reminds me of the Super Bowl when Maroon 5 and people wanted them to play SpongeBob, the song. Shit, I'm blanking on the name of the song. Shit, I'm really blanking on the song. But yeah, they wanted Maroon 5 to play the SpongeBob song. Sweet Victory. Yeah, I got it. Sweet Victory. They wanted them to play it. So, what did they do at the Super Bowl? They show the clip and then not play the song. What the hell? That's how I felt about Be Prepared. You did the first half of the song, and just when it seems like it's gonna get good, it's cut off. and it's done. It doesn't do that thing where they sing the first half of the song earlier in the movie, then they sing the second half of the song later in the movie. No, they don't do that. It's just done. This fucking terrible half-assed version of the song is awful. So, take it from me, a guy who doesn't really like Be Prepared that much, but is upset that they fucked up Be Prepared. You got that? That seems like a stab in the heart to me. But the biggest offender song. Oh my god. You know what? I Just Can't Wait to Be King also got screwed over because they didn't do... It's just 2 lion cubs just walking and running through the pond. That's it. That's all they do. They're not on top of the ostriches. There's no monkey swinging things around or Zazu getting pushed back and forth, and all this stuff. No, Simba going down the neck of a giraffe or something like that. No, they don't show any of that. It's just Simba and Nala just walking and running while singing, and that's it. Nothing. There's no imagination to it. It's boring. It's gorgeous to look at, but it's boring. And also, the fact that Zazu, oh my god, I knew that they wouldn't do this. Like, Zazu was holding all the animals up, including the rhino, and the rhino just lands on top of Zazu. I know they weren't going to do that. But you're telling me that the alternative to Zazu not being able to follow Simba and Nala is just a bunch of yellow birds just fucking him over? That's it? What the hell? The changes they made to this movie makes no goddamn sense. You want to take a realistic approach? Fine. But at least make it look exciting. Okay? But yeah, but at least I Just Can't Wait to Be King. That didn't really piss me off as much as Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Okay, you know what? Beyonce's great. I honestly thought she was great. I know some people don't like her acting, but I thought she was fine as Nala. And I thought that she sang beautifully in this movie. But you know what the biggest problem is? Because her voice is so powerful, she overshadows Donald Glover. Donald Glover is barely heard in the song, which is a shame because he can sing, but he sounds like a whimper in this. But that's not why I'm mad. No, because at least I like the song. I still like the song when I hear it on YouTube with the Disney soundtracks thing. I still like the song. No, what pisses me off is visually what they decide to show is Simba and Nala just frolicking through the lands during the day. It's not. The sun is not even setting. It's not even dusk. It's not nighttime. And they're just in the bright daylight. It might as well be morning. And they're doing this while singing, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? I can't feel the love tonight because it's not taking place close to night. It's still during the day. Hell, after that song ends, Simba and Nala talk, and it's not even nighttime yet. It's not even dusk! The sun is bright! What the fuck? I don't understand this movie. How do you fuck that up? Can you feel the love tonight? I understand the animated movie. It's not exactly at night, but it's still dark enough. Ugh. And also visually, it looks so boring. You know what? I had a big problem with Aladdin's version of A Whole New World because I thought visually it doesn't look that impressive, especially for the song. But you know what? I take it back. That movie is visually pleasing compared to this one for that song sequence. Because at least that one, I can actually feel the love, and it takes place at night. This one, no, nothing. Are you fucking kidding me? Whose fucking bright decision was that? Was it Jon Favreau? Was it? Who decided that? Who? Oh, let's make it take place during the day. Oh, god damn it. And also, oh my god, Mufasa's death. You know, my friend saw a clip of it on YouTube, and he said it was hilariously bad. He laughed, but I didn't see it on YouTube. I wanted to see it for myself on the big screen. So when I finally saw it with my best friend, I was shocked at Mufasa's death. They butchered it. It was butchered. It was maimed. How do you screw up one of the most tragic scenes in history? Scar slaps the shit out of Mufasa? Really? That's the change you want to bring? What's wrong with Scar digging his claws into Mufasa's paws and then flicking him off the cliff? What's wrong with that? Just do that! No! He's like, bah! What? I did not laugh. My jaw dropped. I was in shock that they butchered this. At that point, I was fucking mad. I wasn't mad earlier in the movie. Not that point, no. I was mad at that. How do you screw that up? Why do you have to add in the slap? That's just disgraceful. You dicks. What's wrong? Again, what's wrong with Scar digging his claws into his paws, whispering into Mufasa's face by saying, "Long live the king," and then throwing him off the cliff like that, and then Mufasa's like, "Ah!" And then, yes, the animated movie is better. You're gonna say no shit, but come on. Oh my god. If you want to do a different take on The Lion King, fine. If you want to use a different visual medium, fine. But at least do it well. How do you screw up the death of Mufasa? My god. Now you're thinking I hate the movie. No, because there were... Again, I want to recommend the movie for the fucking visuals. But no, it's one of those movies where the visuals don't matter if the movie still kind of sucks in the end. Timon and Pumbaa were the best part, okay? Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen, they were fucking good. They were great. That's because I think the majority of their dialogue is changed from the original movie. And also, they bring in new life and stuff. And you know what? Yes, they took away the hula scene. I understood. It's not realistic. But you know what though? The scene that they replaced it with made me fucking laugh. I thought it was the best joke in the movie, where they referenced Beauty and the Beast, the Be Our Guest song. I was so happy with that. You know what? Fine. Billy Eichner saying the first few lines of Be Our Guest. Bravo. I am so glad about that. But yeah, this movie, how is it possible that this movie is longer than the original? It's 20 minutes longer than the original, but it felt like it cut off so much. They added some stupid details like the stupid mouse that Scar was about to chase down and stuff. That mouse had like 10-second screen time in the original movie. Why do you have to focus like a minute on that before it reaches Scar? And then they had to explain about this Simba fur going in the wind, and then there's this dung beetle after a giraffe shits it out and stuff like that. Oh my god, it was such a long sequence. I would have bought just a fur just going through the wind and reaching for Fiki. I'm okay with that. You don't have to explain to me, oh, the giraffe eats the hair, then it shits it out, then there's this dung beetle, and then the hair is on the dung, and then it breaks, and then the ants traveled with the hair and stuff like that. You don't have to show us all that. It's not necessary. It's not realistic at all. It just makes it more funny. I will say this, though. The scenes, wow, the thunder. What was enhanced over the original movie, the final fight. because that was better. It was better. But I don't understand why they screwed us over too. You know how Simba defeats Scar? When Simba is down on the ground after being blinded by the dust, the hot ashes and stuff like that, and he's on the ground, Scar is about to pounce on him, and then Simba, using his hind legs, pushes Scar off the cliff? That was not in this movie! It was a lame end to the fight. But before that, earlier on, I appreciated it. Because the fighting looked pretty good. Lions versus hyenas, Simba versus Scar, for the most part. And also, I will say a positive, that the Senzi has a bigger role in this. She's an actual leader. And I did like that. But I didn't like the fact that she and Nala had to fight each other. Because they didn't really establish anything between them. Like, they made it seem like there was a big history between them. Like, for the last 5 years, I think that's what they said, the last 5 years, Senzi was treating Nala badly, but you didn't really hear any dialogue between them. You don't know anything about that. So when Nala and Senzi fight off, they talk about, like, how they each wanted to kill each other and stuff, and I'm like, where did this come from? Am I supposed to fill in the blanks by myself? Because I did not see any of this earlier. There was no hint of this. So yeah, I am glad that Senzi has more of a leadership role and she's more of a villain than Scar. But at the same time, I don't like the fact that it just seems like it's a step back. I understand. They want to, well, it's not just because it's Beyonce, but what these Disney movies are doing, they're trying to give more screen time to the female characters. And I applaud that. I really like that a lot. Give more screen time to the female characters, especially the supporting ones. And also, flesh them out and all that stuff. I'm happy about that. Senzi being the leader of her pack, great. Nala getting more screen time, great. Showing Nala leaving the Pride Lands, how she escaped, great. I was okay with that. But if you're trying to show these two trying to fight each other for reasons that they finally speak about at that fight, I don't know. It just feels off to me. Feels more about like pandering to me. Anyway, so that's how I feel about The Lion King. 2 more movies, guys. 2 more. Oh my god. An hour and 20 minutes of talking already. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Sorry, I think I got something in my nose. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If you don't know who Sharon Tate is, if you don't know who Charles Manson is, if you don't know about the Manson family, you're not gonna like this movie. Because this movie really, it's not really the biggest focus, but it really does help. Because when you first meet up with Charles Manson, and it's his only scene, he's not in it that long. He's only in it for like a minute at most. When he shows up, it's terrifying. It's incredibly terrifying. But that's only if you know who he is. He doesn't say that his name is Charles Manson. So when he shows up, if you don't know who Charles Manson is, then you're gonna have no idea why this guy is creepy as hell. So that's the problem. And also, everything to do with the ranch is, again, terrifying. But again, if you don't know much about the Manson family, you're gonna be bored by the ranch scene because you're gonna be like, why is there no music? Why are they treating it like it's a thriller or something like that? You might get bored. So that's what I'm worried about for people. But with that said, I love this movie. I love it. I'm still processing it. I feel like I have to see it one more time in order to rank it in Quentin Tarantino movies because Pulp Fiction is my most favorite one. But if I have to say it now, I would say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is in the top 3. Seriously. It is so good. I loved everything about this movie. Pretty much everything. Well, no, that's a lie. My best friend is gonna say I'm a hypocrite about this. I don't love everything about this movie. The one thing I hate about this movie is the foot fetish. Quentin Tarantino's foot fetish. When the fucking girl puts her feet on top of the windshield of Brad Pitt's car. Well, it's actually Leonardo DiCaprio's car, but Brad Pitt is driving it. I was like, get your nasty feet off the windshield, man! Get it off! It's disgusting! God, they're not clean! She left them there for a long time, and I was like, get them off! Get them off! But other than that, I love this movie. The soundtrack is great. The acting's great. Oh my god, this movie. If you love movies, talking about how to make movies, then this movie is for you. If you like buddy movies, this movie is for you. If you like thrillers, this movie is for you. Oh my god, I really love this movie. And here's the thing. All I gotta say is this. For some reason, I didn't expect this movie to be very violent. Because from the trailers, it doesn't seem like it's gonna get violent. Even though we're talking about the Charlie Manson family and also the Sharon Tate. Yes, there should be some violence in there, but I didn't expect to be a lot. This movie can get very violent. That's all I can say. The finale is amazing. Oh my god, the finale is amazing. And I don't want to spoil it because, again, I don't think a lot of people saw this. I usually spoil movies if it makes over $1 billion because usually that means a lot of people watched it. But yeah, this movie was amazing. Oh my god. The majority of this movie is Brad Pitt at the ranch and Leonardo DiCaprio filming Lancer. He was like a guest villain for Lancer. And both scenes are very, very good. Because at the ranch is very chilling. Because again, if you know your history, these people are nuts. And Brad Pitt's there, defenseless basically. Even though he's a stunt actor, you're just worried that something bad was gonna happen to him. And he was there just to see an old friend, and you're worried that something happened to the old friend. So the entire scene was chilling. Yes, it ends up being funny at the end, but the majority of the time, you're just worried about what will happen to Brad Pitt. And for Leonardo DiCaprio, man, him at the beginning just fucking up his lines, and he's upset about that, and he's trying to prep himself up, and then he ends up being one of the most best actors of the decade and stuff like that. Man, that whole evolution of his character throughout that day, it was so good. And then the conversations, all the conversations are great. Brad Pitt with Leonardo DiCaprio with the little girl. Oh my god, that little girl. She was great. Oh my god. And also Brad Pitt with this Bruce Lee impersonator. He's Bruce Lee in the movie, but my god, this guy acted like Bruce Lee. Again, amazing. And the fight scene between them is really, really good too. Oh my god. Yeah, there's so many good things about this movie. I will say that the beginning part was a bit slow when they were meeting up with Al Pacino, but the movie really does pick up right after that. Because it's focusing on that day where Leonardo DiCaprio has to film a scene, Brad Pitt has to fix the antenna, and then Brad Pitt goes to the ranch. That whole day is really phenomenal. And then they focus what happens later on in life with these guys. And then we get to the finale. Again, if you like movies, talking about making movies and TV shows, you're gonna love this one. They show Leonardo DiCaprio in a scene from The Great Escape. They did not recreate the scene from Great Escape. All they did was replace... They replaced Steve McQueen with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it looked seamless. Wow, it was just good. And yeah, there are some scene recreations, and then... Well, I gotta say, one of the negatives, even though it's not a big negative to me, Margot Robbie doesn't really have many lines in this. And again, there were news stories about this also. Like, they thought that Quentin Tarantino was sexist or something like that, or they felt like that he should have given Margot Robbie more lines. And I'm half and half on that. I appreciate Quentin Tarantino's vision, okay? I really appreciate it. He creates some of the most badass female characters in history, like with Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction and also in Kill Bill. And Pam Grier and Jackie Brown. So yeah, the women in Inglourious Basterds too. So yeah, the women are great. his female characters are great. So he knows how to write badass female characters, likable female characters even, or even terrifying female characters. So he knows how to write female characters. Here, Margot Robbie doesn't really say much. And I can understand why people did not like that. But again, I will say, it is Quentin Tarantino's vision, and he wants to focus on Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, which I can accept. I'm okay with that. I'm just saying that I understand why that some people want more lines from Margot Robbie, because she is Sharon Tate. And again, if you guys know Sharon Tate, yeah. But she was great in this. She was really, really good. But compared to a lot of her roles in other movies, this is one of the most fewest speaking lines I heard from her. But she does a great job. And it's more about her interactions with other characters that matter more than just her lines. Again, I don't want to spoil much about the movie. I recommend it. It's great. Okay, last one. Hobbs and Shaw. It was a fun cartoon. A live-action cartoon, because physics make no sense in this. Yes, it is the Fast and the Furious movie, so yeah, physics never matter. But this one is even woo! Makes no fucking sense. But you know what? It's good old fun. I'll say this, if you're gonna watch it. There are 3 end credit scenes. After the main ending, there are 3 end credit scenes. There are 2 mid credits and 1 all the way at the end. The second mid credit scene kind of sucks. I didn't laugh. I didn't like it. But the first mid credit scene and the final end credit scene, I thought were hilarious because there's a cameo. There were 3 cameos in this movie, and I did not expect them at all. But I should have, because of the director, David Lynch. That's all I can say, guys. That probably spoiled it for you, but just don't check out IMDb. That's all I can say. Don't check out IMDb. Man. But yeah, there are 3 cameos. One of them I kinda did not like, because it went on for too goddamn long. When I first saw the cameo, I was really shocked. I was laughing my ass off. And then it quickly died. When you see this movie, you'll see who I'm talking about. Because, yeah, the cameo ended up not being funny in the end. I don't know who to blame. The actor/actress or the writing or the director. I don't know. But it ended up not being funny anymore. That's all I can say. With that said, it was a live-action cartoon. This movie is a mixture of Mission Impossible 2 and Skyfall. Mission Impossible 2 with a virus that could kill people. And Skyfall because one of the main characters has to go back home. So yeah, when you combine them, you get Hobbs and Shaw. With, just don't make it realistic as fuck. I mean, Idris Elba is the Terminator. He's a cyborg! They show him with metal parts in his skeleton. He's a cyborg. And he has, like, computer enhancement chips in his eyes, so he knows when to dodge attacks and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a freaking Terminator. He's not Black Superman. He's the Terminator. So the action scenes were fine. They were fun. The chase scenes were fun too. But I gotta say, the final fight is a bit underwhelming because it's one of those stupid fights where they realize they have to team up. I hate those. I hate that. I really fucking hate that. Seriously, Hobbs and Shaw, they hate each other. Fine. But listen, they worked with each other for the past couple movies, okay? And you're telling me, oh, they still hate each other, but in the end, they're like, you know what? We have to take this guy down. We should finally work together. Really? That's your strategy. Work together. I hate that shit. It's like in the terrible remake of Fan Four Stick. Oh, you know what? He could defeat us one by one, but if we join together, he can't defeat us. No fucking shit, Sherlock. I hate that. And also, you know what I hate the most? I hate it when movies have a badass female character who can hold her own in action scenes and dialogue and everything, but for some strange reason, she has to be a total fucking moron near the end, so she has to be a hostage that needs to be saved. Yes, I'm talking about Vanessa Kirby's character in this. Oh my god, I hate movies like that. I really do. It pisses me off. You know what? I'm okay with damsel in distresses. I'm okay with them. I'm just not okay with making a female character who is really good on her own, who can hold her own, but she makes a stupid mistake that gets her caught. I don't like that. If a female character gets caught because she was taken by surprise, or she got knocked down in a fight or something like that, and she was held hostage, I'm okay with that. But this bitch walked to an enemy helicopter because she was dizzy. She got herself caught. I don't get that. I really don't. I hate movies doing that. No, just don't do that. I hate that. I'm sorry. That pisses me off the most. I hate it when you show people as very competent. They all of a sudden they become the reverse and they're just idiots. I don't like it. I hate it. And that's the thing. Vanessa Kirby's character, Vanessa Kirby was great. Her character is such a badass. She's sexy, she's hot, she's fearless, she kicks so much ass, she kills people too, and she does all these cool moves. She's a great action hero. You fucked it up at the end though. Why? She saved Hobbs and Shaw at one point, but then it turns out, oh, they have to save her because she was dizzy and decides to walk into an enemy helicopter. Oh, God. But with that said, though, it was a good fun time. The cameos made it fun. The trash talking between Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham was great. Vanessa Kirby was amazing. And the action scenes are a lot of fun. I would say it relies a bit too much on CGI, but at least it's fun CGI. And that's all I can say. So yeah, guys, that's 1 hour and 36 minutes of me talking about movies for the past couple months. I'm sorry I didn't bring any of this up. Alright, so again, if you haven't seen my Highlander review, please check it out. Let me know what you think about it. I am so glad that Lionsgate is not doing a copyright claim on it to block it from viewership and stuff. I'm happy about that. I will upload Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice videos very soon, I think later today. I'm gonna upload more of Days Gone. I'm gonna try to upload The Rise of the Tomb Raider full playthrough and Shadow of the Tomb Raider full playthrough. And I will try to stream Final Fantasy VII playthrough with me trying to voice act. All I can say is that I'm going to butcher the female voices. So if you don't want me to voice Tifa, Yuffie, or Aerith, I'm sorry, it's gonna be butchered. Not intentionally though, but I can't do female voices, I'm sorry. I'm a dude! Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.